Hi everyone, it's Kristina Kitsos and I'm back to give you a little bit more information about the science behind beauty. So today I'm going to tell you about the different types of fillers that I use and how they work and where I put them. So let's start off with where do fillers go? Fillers can go pretty much anywhere. I love to put them in areas where people need them to look more balanced. So my goal with doing fillers is always balance and proportion. A lot of people come in and they just focus on one thing and they want big lips or big cheeks or big something, and I always kind of push those people away because I feel like my art is being able to really see the benefit of a little filler here, little filler there, just to make everything more harmonious and balanced. So one of the areas that decreases as we age is our cheeks. Cheeks can look really, really flat and hollow, especially if you're thin or if you've lost weight recently. It can really show up in your face. And so I really love to use fillers that are robust, like Velour or Sculptra, in the cheek area or right below it, to revolumize some of that fat that you've lost. Also, as we age, our skeleton, our actual skull, gets smaller. So because you have less bone and possibly less fat, I think the fat goes other places that we maybe don't want it to go, but because you've got less bone and less fat and maybe your skin is a little bit more saggy, your cheeks can get deflated looking. So by putting filler in there, it's a really great way to kind of plump up your face and lift your cheeks up to where they were maybe about 5 or 10 years ago. Another area that ages when we get older is our temporal hollows. A lot of people, as they age, lose a little bit of the fat pad, the bone decreases in size. So by putting some filler, either Voluma or Restylane or Perlane, or even threads or Sculptra in that area, it can augment the area so that it looks more even and less like an indented crater. So the jawline can become a little less defined as we age, and that's a place that I really love to put filler. I like to use something kind of strong there, so I'll put some Voluma right along the jawline or Sculptra and just really keep it nice and tight and firm. And filler is great for that area. Also, right in front of the ear, there are certain people that get really hollow in that area, and by putting some filler in there, it prevents I call it the hills and valleys of your face. So it prevents those hills and valleys and kind of creates a more uniform and smooth canvas, so that when you put your makeup on or you go out, it's not as lumpy bumpy. So one of the great benefits of putting filler along the jawline is that it can really lift up the jowly area that can start sagging as you get older. It also helps with the neck. So by filling in this area back here that gets smaller as we age, we're kind of doing two things. We're balancing the face and we're doing a little bit of a lift and a pull this way, laterally and vertically. I love putting filler in the chin. A lot of people, if you look profile, have kind of a flat or a weak chin, and that filler right in the middle of the chin can really balance out someone's face and make them feel really confident. Also, I love putting filler in the earlobes. Most people don't realize it, but your earlobes age and they can look like little baby raisins. So we just want to plump those up to be more like a grape than a raisin. As far as the eyes go, filler underneath the eyes, when it's done correctly, looks really nice. So depending on genetics and age, certain ethnicities have a propensity to have this kind of dark, hollow, indented under eye area, and fillers work wonders for that area. When they're done correctly, we've all seen the ones that are not done correctly, but when they're done correctly, it really just smooths that area and it makes the transition from the under eyelid to the cheek. It's called the lid-cheek junction. It makes it one smooth and continuous plane, as opposed to like an indentation and then a bump. Really what I'm trying to do is make everything look smooth and even. The other thing that you can do after under eye fillers is put a few little threads on top of it. And then what that does is the actual skin that is like the thinnest on your whole body, those threads will increase collagen and microcirculation and actually thicken that skin. And I have not seen any other way to thicken under eye skin. So some people have these small little lines that are kind of indented around their neck. They're really hard to treat. And most people won't even put filler in there. But I have a way that I mix my filler, and I put some numbing agent in it, and then I put it in a really, really small syringe, and I go painstakingly inch by inch by inch, and I get the entire necklace line. And it's great because that filler lasts like over a year, sometimes 2 years. The back of the hands can get really gaunt as we get older. So by putting filler in the back of the hands, it kind of camouflages those tendons that start to stick up and make you look a little older than maybe you feel. And so by putting filler in there, it makes, again, a really nice smooth plane. And then when you look down at your hands, and you can put your rings on and feel really confident about how your hands look. Also, another tip for hands, when you drive, make sure you either have sunscreen on your hands, or there's a reason that's called the glove box. There are many areas on your face and neck that have really, really small, fine lines. And although I'm not a big fan of filling in every single line, if there are a few that really bother you, I have a technique that I use a special kind of needle, and I go in and I can fill even the smallest of your fine lines. Even threads can be used as fillers. So I have a certain type of thread, it's called a twisted thread, and those threads are wrapped around the needle so that when that thread is put right underneath the surface of the skin, it acts kind of like a slinky. So you get a little bit of volume, not a whole lot, but a little bit of volume. And because there's so much of the thread material, all of that new collagen and microcirculation that is created by the thread acts as a little mini filler without having too much. So in areas that maybe you don't want a lot of bulk, but you definitely have a line, like on the corners of the mouth, where we don't really want it to be overinflated or puffy, but we definitely have lost some structure and a little bit of volume, these twisted threads are like a miracle. There are a number of different fillers out there on the market, and I think that they all have their place. Some of my favorites are Voluma, which is a really robust filler, and it's great for doing large areas that you want some good volume, like the cheeks or the jawline. I wouldn't use it for an area like the lips. On the lips, I would use something that's a little softer, like Velour, still really long lasting, or something like Juvederm Ultra or Juvederm Ultra Plus that's soft and nice for the lips. Another one for the lips that I like is Restylane. It's an oldie but a goodie. I have really good results with all of those fillers. I love Sculptra. So Sculptra is a great filler for kind of like an all over fill. If you're gaunt in your face, if you are kind of hollow in your temples, or if you want a more defined jawline, Sculptra is amazing. It's wonderful. It takes a little while to start working, so after it's injected, you're going to see the results for a day or two, and then the swelling will go down, and over the next 4 to 6 weeks, little by little, you're going to see that revolumization of the area. And it's something that's gradual, but it lasts a long time. I like to do my filler in baby steps. So we kind of get there slowly, and I feel like that gives you the most natural and long-lasting results. So by doing it in small increments, we make sure that where we're going, we're gonna get there in the most natural and beautiful way possible.